Hey, my brother, what's up?
Oh, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. Do you mind to introduce yourself?
Oh, that's great. So my name is Issam Shani. I'm a research scientist from Ifakara Health Institute.
Exactly.
One of the renowned institutions for research in Africa. And I'm also a PhD student from the University of Glasgow. Doing a little bit of machine learning stuff and biology, so I can define myself as computational biologist.
I'm really interested on the project, I think Malaria project,
yes,
I heard that you're working on. What's all about? What is that?
Oh, that's great. So, you know, malaria is one of the public health challenges in the world. And we have a number of things that we're working to make sure that we eliminate malaria.
Yes.
One among it is the basic knowledge, the basic biology of malaria. So we're trying to combine the use of machine learning approaches, that is artificial intelligence branch. We are trying to use artificial intelligence to determine species of mosquitoes. You know, mosquito is the vector of malaria transmission, so it's the one who mediates infection. So it's necessary for us to identify the potential vectors that cause infection in our population. So one among the technology that we are currently using, we're currently developing to identify these species is the use of artificial intelligence. But we combine it with a little bit of analytical chemistry, a little bit of mathematical, we call it mathematical approaches, and so many other disciplines. So in short, we just try to use artificial intelligence and other computational mathematics to determine the species of mosquitoes.
And how will that help us?
That's great. So we have direct benefit and we have indirect benefits from that. Number one, this direct benefit the national malaria control programs, because it's necessary for us to identify. We know not all mosquitoes are potential vectors, so it's very important for us to understand, at least in our population, which vectors the potentials, which are the primary causes of infection. Through this way, if we have an easiest way to identify them, it will be easy for us to eliminate or to eradicate the malaria by just focusing on few vectors that cause the infection. So identify them in order to kill them or in order to mediate them away from malaria infections.
So there's a possibility to eradicate malaria one day in the future.
Exactly, one day
through this technology.
I'm not sure if I will be there, but perhaps you are the next generation, your children, my children, at least in the next coming generation, will be able to eliminate malaria. But we are still supposed to be in the track so that we can inherit them the spirit of fighting the disease.
And like, how many people do you have in your team? Because it sounds like it's a really big project you're working on.
Exactly. So at Ifakara Health Institute, we have a special group that are working on machine learning approaches. And of course, working on the use of a spectroscopy. We call it Artificial Intelligence and Spectroscopic Consortium. This is the huge consortium that have a lot of collaborators away in Europe, in Africa, and so many other parts of the world. So for the case of Ifakara, we have more than 10 young people, the young stars, who are highly enthusiastic in order to use the mathematical approaches, the artificial intelligence, and other many approaches to make sure that we eliminate malaria. So we have more than 10 individuals who are working into different disciplines. We have people working in the basic biology of malaria. Others combine the basic biology with machine learning, artificial intelligence approaches, mathematical analysis, some data science approaches, and so many other disciplines to make sure that we borrow the skills from a lot of disciplines to make sure that we eliminate the disease.
Let me ask you this. What do you need, especially, I mean, in support of what you're doing?
So number one, we need an attitude, a positive attitude that one day we will be able to eliminate malaria. That's the first thing, a very important thing.
I love that.
And then the second thing that we need is a support from different authorities, including funders, that people can give us money to do whatever we propose to do. We need support from the local authorities, the national and local authorities, to make sure that we have the clearance to perform our research in a given institution. So that's all. That's all, my friend. We need attitude, and other things just a minor. If we have a positive attitude, then everything goes well.
I love that. Final message to the rest of Africa. Africans are watching here right now, and you know, there's a lot of people struggling, battling with malaria. But what is your message to the rest of Africa?
That's great. To the rest of Africa, I just want to tell them, disease is one of the biggest problems in Africa. And malaria is one among the poverty diseases. You know, we have more than 600,000 deaths per year, and most of these deaths come from sub-Saharan Africa. So it's not all about having research. It's all about a commitment. You know, when we say malaria is a context, we need community to be in part to eliminate malaria. So we need Africans to be in front lines to fight the disease. So my key message to Africans: just come along, being on the front line to fight the disease, and we are sure, putting hands together, we'll be able to eliminate this, which causes a lot of burden in our economics, in our health, and so many other things that hinder our development.
Can I be your friend?
No worries. Why not?
I want to be your friend, man. I'm going to take your number and I'll stay in touch with you.
That's great. That's great.
And hopefully I can visit Ifakara, because I'd love to see what you do there.
Thank you very much. Tell my fellow Africans that we apologize on behalf of all mosquitoes bites. That's great.
I love this guy.